But like also one thing that was shared with us by a friend who had his own cancer journey, who talked to my husband after my diagnosis, was to just be mindful that the time between diagnosis and prognosis is like the darkest time of your life. And he warned us, and I agree. It was, from the time that we got that call to the time that I was sitting in front of a doctor for them to explain all their findings and their plan. Um, it was, you kind of go through a roller coaster of all the emotions, where I think as a believer, you're really tested. Like if you believe what you say you believe, and death is right there, just like the friend that was not invited to the party,
Yeah.
just just sitting right there. You're like, do you welcome that in a way that says, I knew that was my fate anyways? How do you deal with that? How do you process that? And so part of me thought would go in between the ideas of, well, what is it like when you die? I will, will I get to see Jesus and get to ask him all these questions? Do I get to see my mom? Do I get to see my grandma? Do I get to see heaven? Like all those questions that you wonder, and then you just go about your life. Those were real thoughts of, is this the way that my life ends? Is this going to be the last chapter? And then kind of having a unexplainable peace and acceptance of that,
Hmm.
where um, I prayed to not suffer if that's how it was going to be. But then also saying, like, God, like, I believe that you're good and I want to see you and be with you.